Alright, we got the Diamond Select Toys, Art Asylum, Star Trek NCC 1701B, Enterprise from, what was this in? Generations? Yeah, so, despite already being prejudiced against this thing, it's actually pretty good. It does have numerous flaws, but I mean, when you step back a foot or two where it's normally going to be displayed, you don't really see them. The biggest mistake Diamond Select Toys has done with this, and with the whole line in general, is underestimated Star Trek fans, Trekkies, or preferably Trekkers, I guess. I'm probably more of an advocate than an actual tried and true Star Trek fan. I mean, yeah, you know, I got some DVDs and I really dig the ships and stuff, but I'm not into it as much as I am other stuff. But with that aside, the ship is pretty good. First off, the should be some still pictures, but you'll be able to see that on both the registry on the sides there, behind the little Starfleet emblem, it says U.S.S. Excelsior. And on this side, it's actually backwards because they took the same decal and flipped it, or the same tampo and flipped it. And then this side, it has it on there. I don't think you'll be able to tell in the video, but you can definitely tell on the still pictures. Okay, that's number one. I already knew about that. Okay, that's fine. The other thing with this one, at least with mine anyway, if it'll stop jiggling, is if you look at where it says Enterprise, it's like off register there. It's like the RISE kind of slipped a little bit, which from a distance you're not going to tell. Okay, if you look at the circles going around the saucer section, they're kind of like up and down and everywhere. They're light blue. You can barely make them out, but if you can see them here in the video, they're not exactly perfect. That, and then when they put the plugs in, like here to cover up all the screws, they weren't in there all the way, and it's got like a dirty wash on parts of this, like underneath the nacelle right here, which I've gotten some of it off with a little bit of spit and t-shirt. So I'll probably grab me a magic eraser and very lightly hit up some of those areas and get the black off. But it does come off, so I don't know if it's an intentional wash or if they were going to do a wash, or if they did do a wash on some of the lines or areas where there were lines, and I don't know. But they did a crap job of cleaning it up, that's for sure. So, kind of wish they would just skip the washes. Most of us who are buying these things are pretty decent modelers, and it's not that hard to, you know, if you got a good seal on this thing and it's done with, you know, to where it's like basically waterproofed, and you get like some acrylic paint or, very carefully, some enamel paint, you can go through and you can put a wash where you need the wash on here without jacking up everything. You're just going to be very, very careful. I mean, you can use a really small, super fine, with the Rapido pens, or the super fine Sharpies, or the super fine Gundam markers, which is even better because you can do like a dark gray instead of a black. So we can do that stuff. Stop with the stupid washes, okay? Unless it's like a battle damaged, battle worn kind of look you're trying to do. Because every time you guys do washes on what's you guys are presenting as a brand new ship without any kind of battle damage, you guys screw it up. So just stop, okay? Just get the decals on correctly and straight and where they need to be with a good paint job, and just stop with all the extra crap, okay? So anyway, so yeah, I mean, some of the decals don't line up, stuff's not 100%, but I have built the old AMT Ertl ships like this, and they're incredibly hard to get these stupid decals correct. So if they're using tampos, or exactly how they're getting these decals, all these technical markings on here, but I can tell you from experience, it is incredibly hard, and they actually do a really good job considering it's a mass-produced item. Alright, now on to some of the good stuff. The stand seems really sturdy. It's a redesign. They use the same peg that they've been using. And then underneath this part right here, if it'll come out, it's actually a slight redesign. It's not a full cylinder, it's actually a nice little dome. So that works out really well. It looks like they even thickened the plastic on this. So they're making improvements. It's just a little bit too late considering they're like, you know, going on reissues and they're like 10 ships in and all that. But better late than never. And I can just see the dog hair accumulating on my glass work table here. That's so awesome. Another thing that's really good, besides the stand, which stand itself has got the newer style Starfleet emblem there. I think they use that. What, they use a similar one like to that on the Future Enterprise? I don't remember. There's like almost no light bleed on this guy. So we'll go through all the sound effects real quick. Once I turn all these lights down, I'll just do some hand holding here for this. Engine sound. Cool. But yeah, you can see there's like...
We're picking up a distress call, Captain.
There's like no light bleed around this stuff. You can see like really close.
Lay in an intercept course and engage at maximum warp.
The sound chip is spot on compared to some of my other ships that I have.
Risk is part of the game. You want to sit in that chair.
Cool.
Activate main deflector.
Not sure if you can tell in the video, but these are red and these are orange.
Damage report instant.
So pretty cool. Pretty cool.
I'm Captain John Harriman.
Yep, I think that's back to the beginning now.
Wouldn't be the Enterprise without a suitable at the helm.
Well, almost.
Captain Kirk, I'd be honored if you'd give the order to get underway. Take us out. We're picking up a distress call, Captain.
Get some nice lens flares in there. And of course it has the ever popular, I call them running lights, but it's just, you know, the lights on. So yeah, the lights on the sound chip on my copy are awesome. I mean, you can see the individual LEDs stuff in the engine. They should use some thicker translucent piece behind the transparent. Like, for all practical purposes, this is basically transparent. A more translucent piece behind that would have made the light diffuse a little bit more evenly, and it would look a lot better. Still pretty cool. Now, when I got mine, the saucer was trying to separate from the upper portion of the neck right here, and I just snapped it down. You can tell there's little connectors on there, like little pins that go into the upper section. So yeah, sound chip and lights on this thing are awesome. The basic paint job is awesome. Just some of the details kind of screwed up, and that's okay. I don't think it really has any engine wonk either. I think I'm pretty straight on my nacelles there. So happy about that as always. Nice detail on the phaser banks and stuff. Windows as always. Nice detail on the back deck here. Also has some really nice detail. Detail on the windows, and the Aztec pattern on the underside, which this has typically always been decals when it's come to kits. So it's nice seeing that painted, if it's actually painted. If I'm going to decal in there. Nice work on the detail on the underside. If we can get all that in there. This is just a generic gray there. But yeah, I mean, they did a really good job. But the only problem was they went cheap on the decals. You know what I mean? So if they hadn't cheaped out on the decals and actually used Enterprise B decals in there instead of the Excelsior ones, then this would be a 10. Even though it has a lot of small defects, I'm only giving them like quarter points. So I'm going to give this ship a 9. I mean, considering the price, they give you extra batteries. You know, this has got extra set of batteries in here. The packaging's decent. Yeah, not a whole lot I can say. I mean, they could have improved the plugs, improved the decaling, a little more attention to detail there. Yeah, that's really about it. The only thing, and I complain about this every time, is the scaling. If I can figure out where I put my Enterprise A, and she is right there. Essentially, the horseshoe-shaped domed area on this one should be approximately the same size on this one on the B. They're roughly the same. It's like a modular kind of piece that they kind of use. So you can kind of see how much bigger than this one is. So this really should be about, I don't know, about 30 or 40% smaller to match this, because this is actually a much bigger, well, not really much bigger ship, but it's a bigger ship. I can look up in the manual real quick, and hopefully they'll put in some little text there stating the actual lengths of these things if they were real ships, from my Star Trek Enterprise owner's manual there. And unfortunately my stand is boxed away or disappeared or something for the A. I don't know where it went. It might be that I used it on the Wrath of Khan regular refit, and now it doesn't want to balance. There we go. Alright. So just to get a kind of a size comparison there, you can kind of see how much bigger the saucer section is. But then the actual overall length of this is probably about 2 inches longer than the A. So has tons more detail than the A. Just a couple of small fails. So yeah, 9.0 out of 10. If you don't have one and you're collecting these ships and you've been hesitating, get it. Because honestly, you're not going to even see the sticker, which is like the main problem everybody's complaining about on, we're complaining about it on Facebook. Yeah, and even Big Bad was trying to find a solution for us, but yeah, it's all right. That's like the biggest gripe I think I have on it. So there you go. If you don't have one, get one. And since it just announced the release time frame for the Excelsior, if you don't have one, get 2, because it's gonna be the same mold minus the big bow breaker thing there. That's kind of on there. The NCC 2000 just has a nice sloping thing on it, and it doesn't have this whole, I don't know what you even call that, prow, I guess. I'm not even sure. And not sure, but I almost would put money down that San Diego Comic-Con is going to have the NX200 Excelsior as their exclusive. I would almost put money on that. So in a couple months, I guess we'll find out. So there you go. There's your Diamond Select, Art Asylum, U.S.S. Enterprise 1C or NCC 1701B ship. So there you go.